Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. With each passing day as the lockdown continues in India, the reality is, and the most obvious statement is, that the Indian economy is taking a huge beating. We are certainly suffering huge losses because of output and consumption foregone. With more than 75% of the economy in a lockdown situation, the fact is India's offices, factories are lying closed, and to that extent, buildup of GDP is suffering. One estimate says that India loses $5 billion a day as long as the lockdown continues. Yet another estimate comes from Barclays Bank, which says that with the lockdown continuing till the 3rd of May, India would be suffering a loss of about $240 billion. Yet another expert says that with this lockdown, India's GDP would have lost 10% by the end of the lockdown on 3rd of May. That's the kind of loss we are suffering. And it is extremely important to ensure that we mitigate and minimize these losses. This minimization of loss will happen only if a fiscal stimulus package comes in. And why do we say that? Companies, factories, offices have been lying closed. They have been incurring losses because of an extraordinary situation caused, and it was not of their making. These are what are often called once in a century kind of an event, and their lockdown now deserves a fiscal stimulus, not just in terms of money, but also in terms of businesses, in order to be able to revive themselves, in order to restart operations when the lockdown ends. You can be sure that when the lockdown is lifted, companies would be facing an extremely low cash balance in their bank accounts. They will need working capital. It will take at least 2 quarters at the lowest, at the most optimistic estimate, for the regular business cycle to have commenced. And that means every business worth its salt is going to be in need of money. And that money would come by way of a fiscal stimulus. Countries like Japan, America, for example, have already announced suitable fiscal stimulus packages for their businesses, for their households, in order to ensure that business closures are to the minimum possible, in order to ensure that joblessness does not become as rampant as it can be in such times, and also to ensure that when they restart operations, they have some money in the kitty to be able to commence operations. The US has actually announced a stimulus package which is about 10% of its GDP, $2 trillion. And it says it will pump in more money if needed. Japan has announced a stimulus package of $995 billion, which is about 20% of its GDP. And so far, what has India announced? India has only announced a package of 1.76 lakh crores so far, which is to give Anna Dhan and gas, particularly to the worker class in the economy, to ensure that they survive. Well, it was needed. But then 1.76 lakh crores, and that figure itself is disputed, is a minimum 0.7% of our GDP. And moreover, nothing in that has been provided for businesses. Nothing in that is meant for MSME enterprises. Nothing in that is meant to give money to businesses so that when the lockdown is lifted, they are able to commence operations. With each passing day of silence of the government on this aspect of a fiscal stimulus, the impression that one gets is that perhaps the government is so cash strapped that it is not willing to even announce any kind of a package so far. It is waiting and watching. The reality is that even if you are cash strapped, these are those times when no prudent principles of finance really work. An extremely wise and experienced economist like Dr. Rangarajan, former governor of RBI, is on record saying that this is a warlike situation, and in war, no principle of finance works, something which we have reiterated very often. This is one of those times when the government will have to spend. This is one of those times when the government will have to put money on the table. And this is one of those times the government should not fear that the fiscal deficit will rise because of the pumping in of money, the fiscal stimulus that it will have to announce. If you go back to the year 2008, at that point of time, the world had an unprecedented economic meltdown. There was a huge crisis. In 2008, India's fiscal deficit was 2.7%. In 2009, it rose to 6%, a huge jump in a matter of a year. And that's because fiscal stimulus had to be put in to ensure that India doesn't collapse like every other economy. Thus, what is missing at the moment is a fiscal stimulus. And we think that it is because the government is cash strapped, because nobody denies that there is need for an appropriate fiscal stimulus. So we think that perhaps the government is cash strapped, and that is why it has been shying away from announcing any kind of a meaningful fiscal stimulus so far. Some politicians in the opposition have been actually saying that just as America has announced a fiscal stimulus equal to 10% of its GDP, India also needs to do that. Let's keep the figures aside, let's keep the cash aside. Why don't we discuss a situation where, how about a fiscal stimulus without any cash being put by the government upfront? Let's talk about, let's call it a cashless fiscal stimulus, where there'll be very little need for the government to put its own money on the table while announcing a fiscal stimulus. So let's talk about that. Perhaps recognizing that the government doesn't have the money to be able to come up with a fiscal stimulus package at this moment, and that is the reason it is dithering on it. What are the measures that we are suggesting? The first one, restructure bank loans. Banks, by a conservative estimate, have given about 36 lakh crores worth of loans to the stressed MSME sector. Even if 10% of these loans fall due this year, the MSME sector might not be able to repay it. It will going to be in an extreme cash crisis mode. Why don't we restructure the loans? Why don't we give them more time for repayment of those loans? Why can't the stressed MSME units be given time period anything from 1 to 3 years to be able to repay the loans which were due to be repaid in this year, such that they don't face a cash crisis? And that's a very conservative figure that we are talking, but it would give substantial relief to the MSME sector, and it involves no cash infusion from the government. Just ask the banks to give more time for repayment of the loans, restructure them. The second one, banks have got huge amount of money. They are not willing to lend. They have parked it with the RBI, 6.9 lakh crores to be precise. The government needs to come up with a scheme where deserving, worthy MSME units are given loans by the banks, which can be guaranteed by the government. That doesn't involve any cash infusion by the government. All that it does, it gives a guarantee. And by doing that, deserving units will get funding from banks, and they will be able to tide over the crisis. The impact of the economic lockdown and the coronavirus crisis would be minimized. The next one, the government is holding huge amount of refunds of enterprises across various sectors. Income tax dues, GST dues, and a lot of dues are being held back by the government. Income tax refunds itself are said to be upwards of 1.5 lakh crores that the government has not given back to the taxpayers. The government has no moral or legal right to hold on to this money. And if it expedites the giving of refunds back to the taxpayers, that itself would be a couple or a few lakh crores that the taxpayer would get back what belongs to himself at a time when he needs it the most. This giving of money by the government does not involve the government's own money. It is giving back to the taxpayer what belonged to it. And that would be a huge relief to taxpayers. They will get immediate infusion of funds, their own money coming back. That is also the case of government dues to various suppliers and vendors. Those also run into lakhs of crores. Release those monies. They do not belong to you. They do not belong to you legally or morally. And if that is given back to the industry, it is given back to the business, their businesses will continue. Thus, give back this money and you have another huge relief measure coming in. We would also suggest that GST collections by businesses up to September 2020, the collectors or the businesses should be allowed to retain them as some kind of a loan given by the government, which they can repay it down the years in a manner decided. In doing so, the government is not parting with any money upfront. It is the GST collections that the taxpayers have got. They will be allowed to retain, use it, and paid by way of a loan down the line. That also will be a huge relief to all the enterprises, all the sectors that we are talking about. And finally, reduce oil prices. There has been a huge reduction in global oil prices. The government has not reduced prices of diesel and petrol that we pay. If the government was to reduce it, that amount of money will be retained by the household sector and also by the business sector. So according to us, these are measures that the government can adopt, and they are of a cashless nature, and wherever they have to put in money or the government has to give in money, that money doesn't belong to the government, it must be given back. Even if these are adopted, it would mean huge relief to the business sector. It would mean huge relief to the strained MSME and industry sector. And that's how we should be able to minimize the losses that are being caused by the continuation of the lockdown. It would ensure that when businesses restart operations after the lockdown is lifted, it would be a smoother affair and not as bad as it would be if the government doesn't announce any fiscal stimulus package. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel.